Chosen ones, don't do anything, just rest and watch your dreams come to you. There is something deeply important unfolding around you right now, and if you stay until the end, you will feel a quiet shift that could change how you see your life, your waiting, and your future in a way that feels like a gentle miracle forming within your heart. This moment is not empty, and this stillness is not wasted, because God is working in ways your eyes cannot yet see, preparing something that will reach you at the perfect time without struggle or fear. Type Amen if you believe. There are seasons when everything feels silent, when effort feels heavy, and when the path ahead seems hidden behind a soft fog that refuses to clear, no matter how hard you try to push forward. In those moments, it may feel like nothing is happening, yet heaven is quietly moving pieces into place, aligning your dreams with a purpose that is far greater than your current understanding. God does not rush what He is carefully building, and what is meant for you will not miss you, no matter how still your life feels right now. If this touches your heart, and you feel a calm presence rising within you, take a moment to like this video. Because this small act of support helps this gentle truth reach others who are also waiting for light in their silent seasons. There is a sacred kind of rest that is not about giving up or walking away, but about trusting so deeply that your soul no longer feels the need to fight for what has already been promised. Jesus often moved in peace even when storms surrounded him, and that same peace is being offered to you right now, not as something distant, but as something living within your spirit. You are not being asked to stop believing, but to believe so strongly that you allow yourself to rest while God continues the work on your behalf. Sometimes the hardest thing for a chosen one is to be still, because your heart is full of dreams, your mind is filled with plans, and your spirit carries a deep desire to move forward and see change happen quickly. Yet God sees the full picture, and He knows that what is coming to you needs time to grow in the right soil, under the right light, and through the right moments that will shape it into something lasting and beautiful. Rushing would only bring something incomplete, but waiting allows everything to become whole. There is no delay in God's timing, even when it feels like days are stretching longer than expected, and nights carry thoughts that quietly whisper doubt into your heart. Those whispers do not define your future, because your future is already held in hands that do not fail, hands that carried love through sacrifice and brought hope where there was once only darkness. Jesus walks beside you even in silence, and His presence fills every empty space with quiet strength. Type 11111 if you trust in God. Your dreams are not forgotten, and they are not fading away into nothing, because every dream placed inside you carries a purpose that was designed with care and intention. What you are feeling right now is not the end of your journey, but a pause that allows your spirit to breathe and your faith to deepen in a way that prepares you for what is ahead. There is beauty in this pause, even if your eyes have not yet learned how to see it. God is not asking you to prove your worth by constant movement or endless striving, because your worth was already decided long before you took your first step. You are loved without conditions, and your path is guided by a wisdom that sees beyond every obstacle and every fear that tries to slow you down. Resting does not mean losing direction, because God remains your direction even when you are standing still. There is something powerful about letting go of control and allowing your heart to settle into a place of trust where peace begins to grow naturally. In that place, your thoughts become lighter, your worries begin to soften, and your spirit starts to feel the gentle assurance that everything is being taken care of, even when you cannot trace how it is happening. This is where faith becomes alive, not as a concept, but as a quiet confidence that holds you steady. Jesus understands the weight you have been carrying, and he sees every silent tear, every hidden worry, and every moment where you tried to stay strong even when you felt tired inside. His love does not overlook those moments, and his presence does not disappear when you feel weak, because he is closest when your strength feels the smallest. In your stillness, he draws nearer, filling your heart with comfort that words cannot fully explain. You are not falling behind, and you are not missing your chance, because what is meant for you is already moving toward you in ways that cannot be stopped or taken away. Even when nothing seems to change on the outside, something is always changing within you, shaping your heart, strengthening your faith, and preparing you to receive what is coming with peace instead of fear. This season of rest is not empty, and it is not a sign of failure, because God uses these quiet moments to do some of his deepest work. While you rest, he restores. While you wait, he builds. While you trust, he moves in ways that go far beyond what your eyes can see or your mind can understand. Everything is unfolding with purpose, even when it feels hidden. Let your heart settle into this truth and allow yourself to breathe without pressure, knowing that you do not have to chase what has already been assigned to you. Your dreams are not running away, and your future is not slipping through your hands, because God is holding everything together with a love that never fails. God is not asking you to stand still without reason, but inviting you into a sacred pause where your heart learns to rest without anxiety, knowing that every detail is already being arranged with care. What if abundance could be activated from within your own mind through a powerful sound frequency once kept in classified files? Specialists say this signal naturally draws opportunity and financial independence, and many people are already applying it. Click the link in the description and comments now and switch on this hidden brainwave today. There are moments when your thoughts try to pull you back into worry, reminding you of everything that has not yet happened, and everything that once felt certain but now feels distant and unclear. Those thoughts can feel heavy, yet they do not hold the truth of your future, because your future is held by a love that sees beyond time and beyond uncertainty. Jesus walks with you in this quiet place, not with noise or pressure, but with a calm presence that steadies your spirit and reminds you that you are not alone in this process. In this stillness, your soul is being taught something that cannot be learned through constant movement, and that is the strength of quiet trust. When you stop striving, you begin to notice small moments of peace that gently fill the spaces where stress once lived, and your heart starts to feel lighter without needing to understand every step ahead. This is where healing begins to grow in ways that feel soft yet powerful, restoring parts of you that may have been worn down by long seasons of trying and waiting. There is no rush in what God is doing, and there is no fear in his timing, because everything is moving with a purpose that is perfectly aligned with your life. You may not see the full picture, but every piece is being placed exactly where it needs to be, forming something that will one day make sense in a way that brings you peace instead of confusion. This is not a moment to force outcomes, but a moment to allow outcomes to gently come into your life with ease. Type yes to affirm. Your dreams are not something you need to chase with exhaustion, because what is meant for you carries its own path toward you, guided by a wisdom that never makes mistakes. When you rest, you allow that path to unfold naturally, without interference from fear or doubt that tries to control what cannot be controlled. God is not distant from your desires, because he is the one who placed those desires within you, shaping them with purpose and meaning. There is a quiet beauty in letting go of the need to know everything, because it creates space for faith to grow in a way that feels steady and real. When you release the pressure to figure out every detail, your heart becomes open to receiving peace instead of carrying worry, and your mind begins to settle into a calm that feels like a gentle embrace. This is the kind of peace that Jesus offers, not as something temporary, but as something that stays with you through every season. You are being prepared in ways that are not visible, and that preparation is just as important as the moment when everything comes together. Without this time of rest, your heart might not be ready to receive what is coming with the calm and strength that it deserves. God knows exactly what you need, and He is shaping your spirit so that when your dreams arrive, you will be able to hold them with peace instead of fear. There is no wasted time in this season, even if it feels like days are passing without visible change, because something meaningful is happening beneath the surface. Just like seeds grow quietly before they ever break through the soil, your life is moving forward in ways that are not yet seen but are deeply real. This quiet growth is building something strong within you, something that will remain steady even when life begins to move again. You are not being overlooked, and you are not forgotten, because God sees every part of your journey and understands every feeling that you carry within your heart. He knows the weight of waiting, and He honors the patience that you are learning to hold, even when it feels difficult. His love does not fade during silence, because His presence remains constant, gently surrounding you with comfort and reassurance. There is a soft strength growing inside you right now, and it is different from the strength that comes from pushing and striving. This strength comes from trust, from surrender, and from a quiet belief that everything will unfold in the right way at the right time. It is a strength that allows you to remain calm even when things are uncertain, because your faith is no longer based on what you see, but on what you know deep within your spirit. Type 1919 to receive miracles. As you continue to rest, something within you begins to change in a way that feels gentle yet powerful, because your heart starts to align more closely with peace instead of pressure. This alignment creates a space where blessings can enter your life without resistance, and where your dreams can take shape without fear interfering with their growth. God is preparing not only what is coming to you, but also preparing you to receive it with joy and calmness. There is no need to rush ahead or force progress, because what is meant for you is already finding its way toward you with quiet certainty. Every step that needs to happen will happen at the right moment, and nothing that belongs to you will be delayed beyond its perfect time. This truth allows your heart to rest, knowing that you are not responsible for making everything happen on your own. Jesus remains close to you in this season, offering a presence that brings comfort without noise and guidance without pressure. His way is gentle, and His timing is filled with purpose, leading you toward a future that is filled with hope and meaning. You are being guided even when you cannot see the path clearly, and that guidance is leading you toward something beautiful. Let yourself remain in this place of quiet trust, because there is something forming that will bring light into your life in a way that feels natural and right. When it arrives, it will not feel forced or overwhelming, but peaceful and complete, as if it was always meant to be exactly this way. This is the promise that carries you through this season, reminding you that rest is not the absence of progress, but a part of the journey itself. What if wealth was never about chance, but about a hidden brain signal that stayed buried in classified records? This powerful frequency is now opening doors, attracting fresh opportunities, and transforming lives quickly. Thousands are already using it to bring prosperity into their lives in ways they never imagined possible. Click the link in the description and comments now, and turn on the money-attracting brainwave today. This kind of peace does not depend on visible progress, because it is rooted in a quiet trust that God is still working, even when nothing seems to move in the way you expected. When your heart begins to settle into this understanding, something shifts gently inside you, and the weight you once carried starts to feel lighter without needing an explanation. There are moments in life when the silence feels louder than noise, when waiting stretches longer than comfort, and when your thoughts try to fill the space with worry that slowly drains your energy. Yet even in those moments, there is a hidden presence surrounding you, guiding every unseen detail and holding every part of your journey with care. Jesus does not leave you in uncertainty, because his presence becomes the quiet anchor that keeps your soul from drifting into fear, even when answers feel distant. The stillness you are experiencing is not meant to hold you back, but to allow something sacred to grow within you that cannot be rushed or forced into existence. It is teaching you how to breathe without pressure, how to trust without seeing, and how to rest without feeling guilty for not moving forward. This is not weakness, because it takes a strong heart to remain calm when everything inside you wants to act, and that strength is being gently built within your spirit right now. Type 1212 if you walk by faith. As you remain in this place of quiet waiting, your perspective begins to change in ways that feel soft but meaningful, because you start to notice that peace is not something you have to chase, but something that slowly finds you when you release the need to control every outcome. This realization brings a calm understanding that your life is not out of order and your path is not lost, because God continues to guide every step with intention and love. Even when your plans feel paused, his plans are always moving forward in perfect alignment. There is something beautiful about letting go of the need to force answers, because it opens your heart to receive clarity in a way that feels natural and unforced. When clarity arrives through peace instead of pressure, it carries a sense of assurance that cannot be shaken easily, and it settles deep within your soul as a quiet confidence. This is how God often speaks, not through loud urgency, but through gentle moments that bring understanding without confusion. Your dreams are still alive, even if they feel distant right now, and they are not fading or disappearing just because time has passed without visible change. God does not forget what he has placed inside your heart, and he does not abandon the purpose that he has designed for your life. Every delay you feel is not a denial, but a preparation that is shaping both the path and the person you are becoming. There is no need to measure your life against what others are doing, because your journey carries its own rhythm, its own timing, and its own meaning that cannot be compared or rushed. When you release the pressure to keep up with everything around you, your heart becomes free to experience peace in a way that feels personal and deeply real. This freedom allows you to rest without feeling behind, because you understand that your life is unfolding exactly as it should. Jesus understands every quiet thought that crosses your mind, even the ones you never speak out loud, and he meets you in those moments with a presence that brings comfort without requiring words. His love reaches into the spaces where you feel uncertain, and it gently replaces fear with a calm assurance that you are still being guided, even when you cannot see how everything will come together. This is the kind of love that stays constant, even when everything else feels unclear. Type 2323 if you agree. There is a quiet transformation happening within you, and it is shaping the way you respond to waiting, turning frustration into patience and anxiety into trust. This transformation does not happen all at once, but it grows slowly, like a gentle light that becomes brighter over time without forcing its presence. As it grows, you begin to feel more at ease with where you are, because you understand that this moment is part of something greater. You are not standing still in your life, even if it feels that way, because growth is happening beneath the surface in ways that are not immediately visible. Just as roots grow deep before anything appears above the ground, your life is developing strength and stability that will support what is coming next. This hidden growth is necessary because it ensures that what you receive will last and will not be easily shaken. There is a calm assurance waiting for you when you fully release the need to control every detail, and it feels like a quiet knowing that everything will unfold in the right way at the right time. This assurance does not come from understanding every step, but from trusting the one who guides every step with wisdom and love. When you rest in that trust, your heart becomes lighter, and your spirit feels free from the weight of constant worry. God is not distant from your situation, and He is not unaware of the time that has passed, because He sees every moment with clarity and purpose. He knows when you feel tired, when you feel uncertain, and when you feel ready for change, and He responds with care that goes beyond what you can see. His timing is not random, and His actions are not delayed without reason, because everything is moving according to a plan that is filled with love. As you continue to rest, something within you begins to settle into a deeper level of peace, where your thoughts no longer rush ahead of your reality, and your heart no longer feels the need to chase what has already been promised. This settling creates a space where faith can grow stronger, because it is no longer competing with fear or doubt. Instead, it becomes the steady foundation that supports your spirit through every moment. Inside your mind is a small region connected to achievement and abundance, once concealed within restricted research and classified documents. This newly disclosed frequency is helping people replace financial pressure with calm and balance, and God has guided you to encounter this at just the right time. Click the link in the description and comments to activate this hidden brainwave now. Let yourself remain in this calm, because there is something approaching your life that will not require struggle or force to receive. It will arrive with a sense of peace that feels natural, as if it has always belonged to you, and it will bring a quiet joy that does not overwhelm but gently fills your heart. This is how God often works, not with chaos or confusion, but with a steady unfolding that brings clarity and comfort. This is not the kind of change that arrives with noise or sudden movement, because it unfolds gently, like a calm sunrise that slowly fills the sky with light without forcing its presence. As this light grows within you, your spirit begins to feel more at ease, and the pressure you once carried starts to fade into something softer and more peaceful. In this space of rest, you are being invited into a deeper connection with God that is not based on effort or constant action, but on quiet trust and steady faith that does not need to prove itself through movement. This kind of connection becomes stronger in stillness, because it allows you to feel His presence without distraction and to recognize that you are never truly alone, even when life feels silent. Jesus is not distant from your stillness, because He meets you there with a peace that feels like a gentle embrace surrounding your thoughts and calming your spirit. There was a time when you felt the need to move quickly, to solve everything at once, and to push forward even when your heart felt tired and your mind felt overwhelmed by uncertainty. That way of living may have brought moments of progress, yet it also carried a quiet exhaustion that slowly drained your peace and made your journey feel heavier than it needed to be. Now, something within you is learning a different way, a way that allows you to move through life with calm assurance instead of constant pressure, and that shift is bringing a kind of healing that reaches deep into your soul. Type 2020 to claim miracles. This season is not asking you to do more, because it is gently teaching you how to be at peace with where you are, without feeling the need to rush into what comes next. When you allow yourself to remain in this place without resistance, you begin to notice that your thoughts become clearer, your emotions feel more balanced, and your spirit feels lighter without needing a reason. This is the quiet work of God within you, restoring what has been worn down and strengthening what will carry you forward. There is something powerful about surrendering your timeline, because it opens the door for God's timing to take its place in your life with a sense of ease that cannot be forced. When you stop holding tightly to when things should happen, your heart becomes open to receive what is meant for you in the exact moment it is meant to arrive. This kind of surrender does not take away your dreams, but protects them from being shaped by fear or impatience that could distort their purpose. Your life is not behind, and your path has not been delayed beyond what is right, because every moment you are living is part of a larger design that is unfolding with precision and care. Even when it feels like time is passing without visible change, something meaningful is always happening beneath the surface, guiding your journey in ways that cannot be seen but can be trusted. God's plans do not lose their direction, and His purpose for you does not weaken with time. There is a gentle reminder being placed in your heart that you do not have to carry everything alone, because God is already holding what you have been trying to manage by yourself. When you release that weight, even in small ways, you begin to feel a sense of relief that allows your spirit to breathe again without strain. This relief is not temporary, because it comes from a truth that remains steady, reminding you that you are supported in every moment. Type 666 if you trust Jesus. As you continue to rest, your heart becomes more aligned with peace, and that alignment creates a space where your dreams can approach you without resistance or fear. When your inner world is calm, what comes into your life feels natural and right, because it meets you in a place of readiness rather than tension. This is why this season matters, because it is preparing both your life and your spirit at the same time. There is no need to question whether you are on the right path, because your path is not something you have to force into existence, but something that is already being guided step by step with care. Even when you cannot see the direction clearly, you are still being led toward what is meant for you, and nothing will cause you to miss it. This guidance is quiet, yet it is constant, and it continues to shape your journey in ways that will become clear at the right time. Jesus brings a kind of peace that does not depend on circumstances, and that peace is becoming more present in your life as you allow yourself to rest without fear of losing progress. It is a peace that stays even when uncertainty remains, and it reminds you that your life is held in hands that do not fail or forget. When you lean into this peace, your heart begins to feel safe, and that safety allows you to trust more deeply than before. There is something approaching your life that will not require struggle to receive, and it will not bring confusion or overwhelm when it arrives. Instead, it will feel like a natural continuation of your journey, as if it has been gently moving toward you all along without your awareness. This is the kind of blessing that comes from God's timing, because it arrives with clarity and calmness that makes it easy to receive. This gentle process is not hurried, and it does not respond to pressure, because it moves with a calm rhythm that reflects God's perfect timing and His careful attention to every detail of your journey. As you remain in this space of rest, your spirit is being guided into a place where peace becomes your natural state instead of something you have to search for. A little-known 7-second morning habit that was once confined to CIA documents is now resurfacing in public view, and people are already noticing rapid financial improvements. It only takes a few seconds to do, yet it activates a dormant wealth center in the brain that most individuals never tap into. Click the link in the description and comments now to see it before it disappears. There was a time when your heart felt the need to hold on tightly to every plan, every expectation, and every timeline that you believed would bring your dreams into reality. That way of holding on may have felt necessary, yet it also created a quiet tension that made it difficult to experience true rest or deep peace within your soul. Now, Something within you is learning to release that tension, not because your dreams no longer matter, but because they are now being held by hands far more capable than your own. When you allow yourself to release control, even in small and gentle ways, you begin to notice that your thoughts become softer, your breathing feels easier, and your heart starts to settle into a calm that does not depend on immediate answers. This calm is not empty, because it is filled with the presence of God, guiding you through every moment with a love that does not need to announce itself loudly to be real. Jesus walks with you in this stillness, bringing comfort that reaches beyond words and fills every quiet space with reassurance. Type 1919 to receive miracles. There is a sacred beauty in learning how to trust without needing to see everything clearly, because it allows your faith to grow in a way that is steady and deeply rooted. When your faith becomes rooted, it is not easily shaken by delays or uncertainty, because it is grounded in something greater than what is happening around you. This is the kind of faith that carries you through seasons of waiting without losing hope, and it continues to strengthen as you remain in this place of quiet trust. You are not being asked to abandon your dreams, because those dreams are part of the purpose that God has placed within your life with care and intention. Instead, you are being invited to rest from the pressure of making those dreams happen through your own strength alone, allowing God to shape the path that will bring them to you in the right way. This invitation is filled with love, because it removes the burden that you were never meant to carry by yourself. There is something deeply healing about realizing that you do not have to carry the weight of your future, because your future is already being carried with wisdom and care that cannot fail. When you begin to live from this understanding, your heart feels lighter, and your spirit becomes more open to experiencing peace in every moment, even when the full picture is not yet visible. This openness creates a space where blessings can enter your life without resistance. Type yes to affirm. As you continue to rest, your inner world begins to align more closely with the peace that God is placing within you, and this alignment changes the way you respond to everything around you. Situations that once created anxiety begin to feel less overwhelming, and thoughts that once caused worry start to lose their power over your mind. This shift does not happen suddenly, but it grows steadily, creating a new foundation within you that is built on trust instead of fear. There is a quiet assurance being formed in your heart that everything is unfolding as it should, even if it does not match the timeline you once expected. This assurance is not based on visible proof, but on a deep knowing that God's timing is always purposeful and filled with care. When you hold on to this assurance, your heart begins to feel safe in the waiting, and that safety allows you to rest without feeling uncertain about what lies ahead.